Part 2 of the Untangled show, building a business, not just buying yourself a job. So this chapter is fascinating because launching a public-facing letting business is very different from building a portfolio, but that's exactly what you're doing, Dan. We've talked a little bit there. You've got a stable portfolio. So why are you looking to adapt now and change into a letting agent?
I think it's just always a good opportunity for letting agents and creating a letting agent just to give a great service to other landlords and help them on their property journey. And also it helps me with building my portfolio, just getting better systems in place.
You've done that for quite some time though, Dan. You've been 5 years in the game, running your own. And have you had bad experiences from letting agents previously? Is that something that you want to change?
I wouldn't say I've ever had a bad experience, but I think the annoyance with a lot of landlords is there's always extra costs. So you get the percent management charge, and there's always these hidden costs that seem to just keep cropping up, which I know for a nag at many landlords.
But it's funny though, that isn't it? You're a landlord yourself. You've got your properties. You self-manage, so you therefore don't pay them costs. And now you're willing to go out there and ask a landlord for a percentage to look after it. What's the head-turning moment for them clients, do you think, to want to do that with yourself?
I think I know I can offer a great service, just really enjoy working in property. So I think that's kind of led me down the path. I thought about it for many years. Do I not? But I think it's just the right time with all these renters reform bill coming in, all these new laws, to keep landlords on track as well, make sure they're compliant.
Is that then what you're seeing, Dan? Is there's a lot of uncertainty out there. There's some challenging times. So it seems to me that you're kind of seeing the opportunity from probably one that quite a lot of people are probably turning their nose up at or exiting and leaving. There's been an abundance of letting agent sales. There's also landlords, going left, right, and centre. So, is that then what strikes the time and the opportunity then?
I think you probably hit the nail on the head there. I think that's what it is. I think it's definitely uncertain times an understatement. But if you actually not go through the small print, but the headlines, they're never as bad as the media makes out, are they? Never listen to the media.
Yeah, and I often say that, like I say, there's SMEs and there's people on the ground doing the business, and we do have to forget about that, don't we? We have to get on with the day-to-day, and assisting people is critical, especially in the property game.
Yeah, I mean, landlords are not in favour from the government at the moment, but who knows, that might change. But just keep doing what you do. And I think eventually you'll get where you want to go.
Yeah, and that day-to-day grind will obviously continue with having assets so stable like property. It allows us to go through the peaks and troughs. But a letting agency, you're going to be protecting people's assets. Is there anything fundamentally that you will do to kind of protect them landlords' income and returns?
First thing is find the right tenant. Always, you find the right tenant, it's easier for us managing it for one, and you're going to get less voids. So you've got to be really selective what tenants you get in, and I think that is the key from moving forward now. S21s are going to be a thing of the past in a few days.
Yeah, and that the compliance angle, is critical. So do you think people have underestimated what letting agents and management companies have to offer, and now again
I'll say
the
always, yeah. If you look at any business from outside their office, you think, oh, they're just doing this X, Y, and Z. Was actually they're doing A, B, and C, D all the way to Z. Yeah. And that's true for any business, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got that firsthand. You are doing it on a day-to-day business, and I think that will certainly, enlighten your potential clients to saying, actually, this guy's doing it. He's managing his own stock. He's obviously it's working.
We do manage a couple of properties now, just for people to know, but we've never really advertised it.
Yeah.
So
It's a
that's
big transition,
that's the next
though,
step.
going public facing to say, actually, I will do this. It's offering a very important service, because you're managing people's assets, and people have got life savings tied up in property, or they're relying on it for their income, or, as you mentioned earlier on, is the pension.
Yeah, absolutely. Pensions are always a popular one.
Yeah. I always think it's important to be working on the ground, and as a small SME yourself, I guess, throughout your working life and your business life, is there any particular strategies that have worked for you in sustaining that longevity in property?
I think just going back to the normal buy-to-lets, not trying to do anything fancy, being conservative along the way. It just slowly grows. There's no get rich quick, despite what all the courses say and what we might see on social media. It's stick it out for the long term, and the rewards will come.
Yeah, and you've mentioned that it's controlling the controllables, isn't it? There's a lot out there. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot in the media. But if you just actually go down, get to the nitty gritty, control what you can, then you'll get through that. You get through the noise. What's your thoughts on the new kind of reform and the bill? Do you think the compliance is good for landlords and good for agents?
Nothing really stands out. Obviously, Section 21, no fault eviction, or I call it the no excuse, given is going. But we've never served a Section 21 in all the time I've been in property. So it just proves finding the right tenant. So although that's going, it's not a big issue to us. Allowing pets, we're always hit and miss on the pets. If we've just refurbished a property, ideally we don't want a pet. At the same time, we find a great tenant, they're going to stay there forever, and they say, can we get a pet? I always find it difficult to say no to them. We usually do say yes.
Yeah, so chickens, cows, horses will be all right. I don't know what farm you're running, right? But these houses in
well, you'd like to think chickens
terrace
would be outside at least, so they'll only make a mess of the garden.
Yeah, I've seen some peculiar animals in properties, and I'm sure you have yourself, but we won't go there for now. So, talking about, obviously you're looking at managing people's assets. Is it kind of buy and hold? Vest the more active? I know you're very keen on the buy-to-let model, but and again you mentioned pensions, so that's maybe selling the assets towards that time.
Yeah.
Is that where you're kind of saying for people at the moment, if someone's brand new into property, what would you say to them?
You'd ask why they're getting into it. What do they hope to gain from it? Really, I'd have that conversation with them. See what they want. I mean, I originally did it as a pension, then I just enjoyed it and carrying on building the portfolio up. Yeah, just made sense at the time.
A prime example of really working through it. You went into studies, engineering wasn't quite for you. You decided property for that stable outcome for later in life. You then, resorted to full-time in property, now going even deeper into managing people's assets. I think, good on you. And I think, again, it comes back to that entrepreneurship, moving through and transitioning. And property is exactly the same. You've got a lot to navigate and weave through, and compliance is coming. So, no, all credit to you. I think we'll kind of come into the resilience and the opportunity side a little bit more in part 3.